Hi, this is Sieg, and I'm in front of one of the 11 beautiful lakes in my village. And I have to admit, this is a kind of a hot day today, a lot like it was 2 weeks ago when I presented my first video to you. If you remember that one, it was called Back to School. And it was called Back to School for the reason that we are in the season of children going back to school. And with that thought in mind, it was to bring to your attention as a business owner and entrepreneur, what does your self-education and self-management look like to you? That was my question in that video, in that I attribute a lot of my success to that, being able to self-educate and being able to self-manage. And I want to thank you, those of you who commented off of that video, and I've got that posted here on Facebook and in that discussion area. So I really thank you for responding back. Now, after that first video, I then introduced a whole big series, about 11 different videos called The Big Marketing Shift. And it's exactly that. It's really trying to bring to your attention, to your marketing awareness, above and beyond tactics and strategies and techniques and even formulas, which are awesome and excellent, is, you know what, let's get the best use out of that material. Meaning, let's go to where there's the most profits to be had. That's why I was bringing your attention to the big marketing shifts. So let's talk about those real quickly. The 3 big market shifts. Well, number 1 is the boomers. They've been this big economic engine ever since that whole thing got going way back between 1946 and 1964. But the dynamics have changed a little bit more because they're moving into retirement and they are acquiring wealth as their parents pass on. The second big shift that I wanted to bring to your attention are the primetime women. Now, you maybe never heard of that demographic, and they're even more potent, the ultimate consumer within that group. You need to pay attention to them, especially because of the tightened economic times that we find ourselves in. And of that overall, of the primetime women, is also the female buyer. I brought that to your attention, and how women gather information and how they like to have it in the context of relationships. And that brought me to the third marketing shift, and that is that women like to utilize social media to go about and find that information they're looking for in the context of relationships. So it's to become aware of that so you can get positioned over there comfortably, naturally, so you're authentic, and to start building those relationships that can relate to some powerful consumers. Now, I want to shift the conversation in a different direction that brings it back to the training material. Now, the Renegade Network Marketer was launched June 12th, 2007. That was a little over 3 years ago. And I think I really did a good job of getting people's attention twofold. One, to take on that full ownership of you owning the business, and secondly, a really big focus on marketing. And what we've seen in the last 3 years is just an incredible amount of excellent marketing training that's been put out there. But you know, as I look back, and I do have the advantage of something called perspective, and the idea that I've gone ahead and learned a lot of things, and I'm able to observe a lot of trends. Well, you know, overall, I feel that there's a fatal flaw. And let me explain. I feel that while people have definitely put a focus on marketing and started to get results from that, but tied into that is the fact that a lot of you are now business owners for the very first time. And I'm guessing a lot of you can relate to the fact that you're maybe missing a bit when it comes to business. And yeah, I'm making that finer distinction between business and marketing because it's needed. I think there's a lot of people out there missing a more thorough business education. I'll speak a little more plainly about that. I've seen that a lot of people are possibly even getting harmed only from the perspective because they're amateurs. They haven't done business before. They may be entering into partnerships, not really knowing how to do that and how to set themselves up as a business owner. What type of a corporation anyway? And how about this? How about the fact that a lot of you, maybe your business plan, your business model is just one big slurry of a bunch of marketing training. And there's really no logical sequence to how you're putting this together into an overall business strategy or business plan. Is that resonating with any of you? The fact that it feels kind of piecemeal, and when something comes out, you grab that, you're not quite sure where it fits in, maybe over there, but you really don't know. And you know, I get emails that people share these feelings with me. They're a little bit frustrated and challenged. Well, I've thought deeply about this. What is needed at this stage of the game in our industry, which it is a fairly young, evolving industry? Well, I think it's time that we get a more thorough understanding of business education. I mean, don't people go to college for that, a 4-year degree for business management? Well, that's what I feel people need, is something that pulls this together so that you get the overall understanding of what it means to own a business and marketing fitting under that. Well, how does that even get delivered? Well, here's the big part of it. I think it has to become much more personal, much more guided, not just a training handed to you. There you go, you're on your own to figure it out. No, not at all. It's going to have to be delivered through a coaching medium, a coaching platform where you get the education, but it's all about how it's delivered and how we can get that feedback to you so you can get the guidance and direction that you need. Look, I know for a fact there's a lot of people floundering out there, and this is a big missing piece for a lot of people. So what I put together is a Renegade System coaching platform to help meet this need. Now, I want to add in one very critical component of this, and I do have a whole series of videos to give you that are really on the start. You can look at this as the beginning of a more thorough business education. I have many videos for you within this entire series, and here's what it is. And again, it's in the context of the whole big shift that's going on. I talked about in one of my videos a business avatar. Your customer is looking at you and wondering about you. Well, we've got some pretty smart, savvy people out there. And that's right, they're measuring you up. Do you conduct yourself as a business professional, or do you come across as an amateur, a rookie? And I gotta say, for the baby boomers and the primetime women, they've been around the block. And a lot of them, they can read you like a book. They've run businesses. They've built teams of people, and they can see these gaps. So you know what? It's time to raise the bar. It's time to develop into business professionals. Now, the last 3 months, my team and I have been hard at work to put this together for you. Just going through this series of information, it's quite a lot. You will, just by virtue of those, heighten your awareness and start to become more of that fully developed business professional. Now, here's the thing. In order to deliver something like this of such size and scope and thoroughness, I'll tell you what it takes. It takes someone with a really solid team behind them, because this is no small thing. And don't you want to align yourself with someone who's really got it all together? Well, in tomorrow's video, I'm going to share with you more about this, and I have to say more about my team. You see, it's not just going to be me delivering this. No, I have an entire staff and team behind me. This is serious stuff. It's your business education to help take you on to the next level. And where you spend your time and effort, is important. So stay tuned for my upcoming videos, and I look forward to hearing your comments about this video. Thanks so much.